All right, I have a shame to admit to.
All right, give it to us.
I was in Vermont this past weekend with my D&D
Olivia,
homies.
you're not allowed in Vermont anymore.
Oh no, Olivia, you know you're not supposed to go to Vermont.
Well, I don't think they're going to allow me back after what I did.
Did you insult their
is this a
maple
crime?
syrup again?
No.
If you say it on the podcast, they can't charge you for it.
No,
so.
here's the thing. Oh, yeah, just the evidence recorded. Yeah, no. So my friend has a playground right by her parents' house. We were staying at their place, and the playscape is a pirate ship that has like a tiny like the hull you can like play in, and then you can like climb up and out of it, and it's very funny, especially when there are 4 adults hotboxing the pirate ship on a Friday night when the stars are out, and you get
sailing the 7 seas.
You get a little too high, and then you have to walk back. But after I was already zooted out of my goddamn melon, my friend decides to tell me, oh yeah, this is a memorial playground for Mark Reeves. So, shout out to Mark Reeves. Sorry you died when you were a kid.
Just a child who died? I don't know who that is.
No, neither do I. But I feel really
okay.
bad. So I just want to apologize publicly to Mark
We're
Reeves.
we're smoking on that Mark Reeves pack.
I'm sorry I hotboxed your pirate ship, Mark.
Hello, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to a special spooky podcast. double toil and trouble. Podcasts burn and ears are bubble. In this podcast boil and bake, I have newt. Wait, nope, I fucked it already. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, a spooky episode of podcast. A spooky podcast for your podcast enjoyment. I am the scary, spooky, demonic O'Neil Henry.
My name is Tyler Jack O'Lantern Carcara. You like that?
I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Lewis. No. I'm Olivia Fubiati, and you'll never guess where my witch's tit is.
I bet it's somewhere cold.
My secret, more sinister nipple. What up, Queens?
Tonight, we are recording a special late-night spooky podcast
The
recording.
witching hour.
We have 3 spooky Halloween-themed podcast ideas for you. And as we do every week, we will start by spinning the wheel of doom. Up first, our first victim will be Olivia Fumiati.
Thank you. Okay, so we've talked about the true crime podcast genre. And when you're talking about My Favorite Murder, when you're talking about all these true crime podcasts, you're normally talking about crimes that are beyond comprehension. They're the most horrifying things you can possibly imagine. These are true crimes. But what about the crimes that haven't happened yet? Welcome to Theoretical Crime Podcast, where we make up the most horrifying scenario possible.
Oh, okay.
Great.
That's actually not
great.
where I thought you were going with this. I thought you were going for a Minority Report. This is true precog crime.
This is the 3 of us formulate the perfect crime, and then maybe this is used against us in a court of law. Who knows?
Okay, great. So this is this the let's start putting barriers.
This is a collaborative, just absolutely Siri, shut the fuck up. God, I'm working. No, but this is the three of us will work together. I'm almost thinking like a little Mad Lib style situation.
Okay,
all right. Like, where it is, who it is, what the crime is, and then we build the story, and then we present it like a true crime podcast.
Okay, I like this. So it's a two-parter, essentially. The first part is sort of the brain,
yes,
the creation, the workshopping, and then the second half of it is the
Frankensteining all of these pieces together. This is yes, it's alive is the second part, and we bring the horrors of the real world that are contained within our terrible, terrible minds into your ears for your horrified listening pleasure, and just really make my therapist worry about me.
Yes, of course. That's what else are you paying them for? Okay, so I love this idea. I want to start putting like a little bit. So are we're crafting like a horror crime, right? We're essentially crafting like a horror story. Crime.
I want us to like create our own serial killer kind of thing. I want serial or like killers. A mystery or like something like really fucked up. Like where did all of her teeth go? Like that. She was a dentist. It was the perfect crime.
The doctor
who pulled out my husband's teeth in the middle of the night. I just want the canines back. Yeah.
Okay. I like this. I think we can have a lot of fun crafting this. I'm wondering, do we want to bring? I've always wondered about like that sort of creation pod. If there's usually each person brings a special flavor to that. Is there a way we could like each assign ourselves like a specific thing, or would each person get like a?
We could kind of do like, here's the evidence that is presented. Here is like what the police found in evidence. And then in the third part, we go into like what the theories are about what we think. I like
this, Olivia.
And then I think as a funny little joke, we could be like, oh, and then they found this. And our theory is that this happened. We don't know what actually happened, but we did because we actually did the crime. Like that kind of shit.
Okay, I like this, Olivia. This has a little bit of Three Sherlock Holmes and a Vampire RPG style thing. Essentially where each person like, aha, a new piece of evidence sort of thing. I like that. I wonder if we could combine that concept with what we did with our previous podcast, Wiki Challenger Deep, where each of us gets assigned, each of us brings one piece of evidence, and then one person gets the location, one person brings the victim, and then one person brings the murder weapon or something like that. And then we each like bring that to begin with, and then we all put it together as part of the first part, and then the second part is us like solving the mystery.
So the three of us could be given. We've all been mailed an envelope with pieces of evidence. It's up to the three of us to solve the perfect crime.
So it's a bit.
So it's kind of a murder mystery situation. Yeah, it's kind of like a Clue situation.
That's great. Or yes, we assign it to each other. So like if I bring the bloody knife, then you two have to figure out how that ties into the
billiards room, and it was President Joe Biden.
Joe, he was sleepy. He did it in his sleep. Murder solved.
His mobile somnia.
This is a fun murder mystery game. Okay, this is great. So how do we want to? So we have the two parts. We have the. That's actually a good question.
It could be three parts. Is the creation like the creation? We could do is like the generating part could be part one, and then act two could be like us. We've written the story. The story is now complete. Like we tell the narrative. And then three is either us solving the crime or coming up with the theories of what we think actually happened.
Okay,
so we have the option to play around
one
with
of us
like,
did it.
One of us.
I'll never tell.
One of us is the killer.
Or all of us are the different kinds of killers. Have you guys seen the Clue movie?
Yes, I actually just watched it this past weekend, and I didn't think about that until just now.
Yeah, I also watched it like 2 weeks ago because my girlfriend never saw it.
Gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
What a fucking wild ending.
Such a great. It's the best ending out of the three.
But I like how it's taking that last ending of Clue, which is like they all did it essentially, besides one of them. Maybe we can sort of pepper that in as part of like the flavor of the whole thing. I like this. I like this a lot.
I told you I didn't do it. I was a plant. I'm a plant.
Now, My only question is, can we make this more Halloween themed? Because right now it's just sort of true crime.
So you're saying let's get Jason in here.
But like, it's also, we could make it kind of fantastical. It could have been Mothman, Tyler. You never know.
Exactly.
That's true.
Someone might have been thirsting over Mothman's juicy hind. His whole hams.
What do you?
His whole bug hams.
Some moth
And then,
loins.
you went into the woods to get some fine Mothman ass, and they never came back. What happened?
What happened?
You're possessed.
And ended up that
is what Exorcist the Believer would have you
guys
believe.
seen the Fresno cryptid? It looks like a pair of pants.
the
Fresno
cryptid?
Nightcrawler? Yeah, the Fresno Nightcrawler. Look it up.
There's
it's hilarious.
not a lot of like California cryptids.
No, there's not. I mean, there's a Sasquatch.
Yeah, but that's just more Pacific Northwest.
The Fresno Nightcrawlers, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a pair of pants. Oh, you know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like Mike Wazowski with no arms.
They just look like pairs of pants.
Yeah.
Massachusetts does have one. It's called the Dover Demon. Or New England has one. It's called
It's called the
Dovahkiin.
Dovahkiin.
It's the
Dovahkiin.
I do like this. I think,
yes.
I obviously we'll lean into the fantastical.
And just the absurdity of it. And just really get like the campy sort of Halloween vibe to it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we build up to that. Like we each get maybe 3 or 4 pieces of evidence we get to bring
And
that
then
the other
all-
2 have to solve for. I actually like that game a lot where it's like I bring a weird piece of evidence, you 2 have to justify it in the world, and then we go back.
It's kind of like a super fight true crime kind of game if we want to gamify
instead
it
of
like that.
Instead of super fight, it's super solve.
Super crime.
Super crime. That just sounds like
You guys ever played a
crime
super
podcast.
fight game that didn't end in people just arguing and disagreeing and being upset?
You
no,
simply
because usually it's a majority's rule, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to get better friends, Tyler. Maybe you need to hang out with us more.
Listen, I don't play with a lot of good. I don't have a lot of good improv friends. You know, you guys are kind of
Yes,
for me.
and buddy, let's go.
All right. Names.
So I love this idea. I want to, let's just do names. Let's do names and we can figure out the rest.
I haven't thought of a name. That's the problem. I'm trying to think. There's a word that I'm looking for, but I can't think of what it is. The closest word I can think to is theoretical, where it's like theoretical crimes, like a theoretical
like
crime.
not
there's got to be a
but
minority
there's a
report.
different word for it, kind of thing.
Minority report.
Tyler,
I don't know.
You say things and I don't know what that means. So you say things.
Minority
and I don't know
Report
what
is
they
an
mean.
old movie that Tyler loves
It's
because
only
it's
20
old.
years old. It's from this century.
It's probably
Tyler,
younger.
you're only
It's younger than
24 years
O'Neil.
old, so I don't want to.
It's younger than O'Neil. If Minority Report is old, then you're old. It's from 2001.
Yeah, I am.
It's basically a movie.
But he's
It's a
on
Tom
his third
Cruise
life, so it's
movie.
fine.
And
it's
it's
Tom.
about
Okay, no, it makes sense. No, say no more. We know Tyler has a hard on for Mr. Cruz.
for Mr. Cruz and his Scientologist
directed by
beliefs.
Steven Spielberg, and it's about the future where they have like people who can predict future crimes.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yes, but that's not what this is. This is
isn't
us crafting crimes.
Can we just call it future crimes?
No,
Future crimes?
it's not us, Tyler. We're not gonna do the crimes. The crimes already happened. We're just caking the evidence and then we're solving for it. Who killed?
Uncovering, crafting.
Who slayed?
Who slayed is pretty good.
Slay the podcast.
I'm Googling
Slay
to see if that
puts
exists.
Down. It does.
Who slayed?
It does.
Yeah.
In this generation,
Nope.
yes.
Who slayed the podcast? Does
slayed
that
the
exist?
podcast?
There's Ain't Slayed Nobody, the Call of Cthulhu podcast. There's
My
Who
God.
Killed Blank on Apple Podcast. That's it. We're good.
All
Who
right.
slayed?
Do we like Who Slayed?
Oh, I love the gay energy going into this. Yes. Yes, I'm going to get you two. I'm going to get
slayed?
you boys. I know you're both in relationships
already
with
halfway
women,
there.
but I'm going to get you.
Whatever. All right.
For
Who
once,
slayed?
I'm not.
All right. I love it. That's a great podcast name. Short, concise.
Who slayed? Boots down. Houston, I'm deceased. Dude, I just pulled that out of my ass. I'm very excited about
That's
that.
very.
actually.
I mean, we had a lot of fun with. Listen, it's as long as you got the bones,
Short,
we can
sweet,
put the
consistent.
meat on
Let's
there.
go. All right, roll that
All right.
fucking wheel. Roll the wheel.
I don't think usually. I mean, I guess you
Spin the
can
wheel,
roll a
roll the
wheel,
dice.
but I think this one is more sort of a spinning situation. You know?
Y'all ever want to do the cheese hill race? I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
He is not a jack-o'-lantern. His name is Tyler.
Tyler.
That's right.
Tyler, jack-o'-lantern
Carcara.
I think there's sort of a untapped demographic when it comes to Halloween.
Yeah, what do you think
that
that
is? People who don't like actually spooky things. Yeah, Olivia.
Oh, scary I don't like. Spooky I like. Scary I don't like.
Yes, that's who don't like scary things.
Thank you.
Okay.
And this is a health and wellness podcast for people who keep getting dragged to horror movies they don't want to see.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Great.
And this is
I love it.
This is a podcast where we lay out tips and tricks for not getting spooked at a horror movie / Halloween horror night.
Can I give you an example?
Yeah. Of course.
From my own life. Again, I'm terrified of the real world, but somehow more terrified of the supernatural, because that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I work in a very...
It's supernatural.
Sometimes I work in a very scary and dark sub-basement under the library of our university.
That is also true.
That is so fucking scary. But the thing is, I've been to one haunted house in my entire life, and I went by myself my sophomore year of college, because it wasn't a haunted house, it was a haunted high school in the basement of my dorm that a student association had put together, and I kept hearing all of the screaming and the different sound effects that were happening, and I was like, I don't think they're watching a movie. This seems very repetitive. So I went down there. I paid $7.
Wow.
And I walked and I got paired up with these two girls because I wasn't allowed to go in by myself, apparently. And so my technique for being very, very scared in one of these places is to compliment the performers on how scary they're being.
That's actually kind of great. That is a great sort of building. Yeah, like,
think about them as actors going, wow, you're being very scary. Who did your makeup? It's very good. How did you get the blood like that? It works. And they get really kind of confused. They really don't know what to do. And they just kind of go on to the next person.
And that's the type of thing we're bringing to this. Does your boyfriend want to watch a really scary movie?
Often, yes.
This is a podcast that's going to teach you how to survive these very scary October moments.
Okay.
Through tips and tricks.
I like this.
But sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you have to walk out while we're watching Human Centipede. Sometimes it happens.
I mean, I don't know. I was glued to that seat, and my ass was glued to someone else's mouth because I love that film.
Would you say you were sewn to it?
That seat.
We all got there. No, I think this works. I think I want to know. I guess we would give specific scenarios. So, okay, so for instance, would it be as simple as we went to Worlds of Fun where we were in Kansas City, the sort of premier theme parking of Kansas City, and the tip to not get scared at Worlds of Fun Horror Nights is to pay the $15 to get the no scare necklace, and then you don't get it. The reason why I know that is because my girlfriend got it because she was getting scared a lot.
That's so good. That's so good.
So is it as simple as
you
that?
You guys are in California. You could go to Not Scary Farm. Do some research.
Too expensive and too many lines. But I would rather do like the haunted.
There is also Halloween Horror Nights at Universal is also
not
a big
as
thing here.
Even worse, I would say, than Not Scary.
Yeah,
but Tyler, what would give me some?
So this is tips and tricks for the scaredy cat in your life.
This is tips and tricks for the scaredy cat in your life. We can have different segments. This is our Halloween Horror Nights haunted house segment. This is our live walkthrough segment. You're scared, but the group you're with really wants to go through this thing. And this is where Olivia tells her very funny story about complimenting the actors.
Okay, all right, okay. So giving tips and tricks on how to essentially bear the
how to deal with
scare.
This isn't about how to enjoy
bear the scares.
No.
Bear this. How to bear the scares.
the
This one
scares.
stars. This is the Bear Halloween episode.
Bear the scares.
You dress up as
There's
bear.
a mummy in the front. What the fuck is going on, cousin? There's a mummy in the front of the restaurant.
That's a great tip, Tyler. Imagine that all of the mummies are cousin from the bear. Wait,
up,
Tyler,
cuz?
could we pivot?
That idea. You want to pin that idea?
Can we pivot? Can we chase this and just say it's how to handle scares based on the show The Bear and how to sort of
Listen, when Carmi gets stressed, what does he do? He yells at people and is mean.
call all the vampires chef. When you get scared, say, yes, chef.
That's a great tip. Someone's scared. Thank you, chef.
Oh, shit. All right. I like this. I like this a lot.
And then for scary movies, we can do specific.
Close your eyes.
Well, the sound is a lot of. Some people would say that plug your ears. The sound is a lot of what's scary.
I do the plug
movies.
ears a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Can we go around and say like our most scaredy scare thing is for Halloween? Liver. What's
what do you mean? Like, what's the thing that scares me the most on Halloween?
Yeah, what's your biggest like Halloween-centric scare thing that scares you legitimately?
When I was a kid, one of my neighbors took the chain off of his chainsaw, and then every time trick-or-treaters came to the door, he would start up the gas-powered chainsaw in his house and then come running out the front door at children.
That's powerful.
So that's one of them. The other was that my immediately across the street neighbor, she was Belgian, and
that was scary enough. Communism? What?
She didn't really understand Halloween, but a treat that they give to kids in Belgium is walnuts. And so the first thing I would get in my Halloween little bucket was a walnut rattling around for a couple of blocks. And that's how I found out my dad has a walnut energy.
He has a walnut energy.
He has
walnut energy?
He has his one walnut energy. Yeah, so that's also scary thinking about your parents' mortality.
So Olivia's top scares, just so I can sort of track this, is scary guy with a chainsaw
and my father and a man with a chainsaw.
Great, I'm glad we were able to track that.
I'm also afraid of my my reflection winking at me in the middle of the night when I gotta
that's
pee.
actually a pretty deep scare of me. The one thing I fear more than anything else is myself. And so if I have to face off against me, I don't know who will win. Probably
Dying
me,
alone,
but
another one. I don't know.
Yeah. Being if we're talking more flights of fantasy, being
Having
the
to move back
last
in with my
person
parents.
on Earth. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that scares you?
I Am Legend, terrifying.
Oh wow! All right.
Oh, is that like because there's zombies, or is it like you're like the last?
Listen, I will say fast zombies. Slow zombies, I'm like, whatever, but fast zombies, scary.
No go for Tyler, fast zombies. Okay.
Yeah, it's a no.
Train to Busan, let's go. So yeah, Tyler, I guess your Halloween fear is sort of quick moving dead people.
Quick moving
I guess
people.
that's it. Uh-huh.
You ever seen somebody get shot out of a cannon? You'd lose your mind. So sorry.
How about losing my mind in a remote hotel in Lake Colorado, you know?
Oh, you're just scared of The Shining.
Yeah.
Scared of Jack Nichols.
And there's
You see the
there's a very
sequel
old
with
lady
vampires?
there.
That one was weird.
There was
Obi-Wan
vampires
Kenobi
in
was
the
in it.
Shining sequel?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen The Shining. It's one of my brother's favorite movies, and I've never seen it.
Could you imagine Jack Nicholson in Star Wars?
Shit, that'd be kind of sick.
Anakin, you're the chosen one.
If he was younger, he should have had a cameo as the Death Sticks guy. Hey, you want to buy some Death
My
Sticks?
sort of fear is that I have to spend hours editing this podcast because of
It's edit out all our very funny Jack Nicholson jokes.
Hey, we pay someone to do that now. So now your real fear is not having enough money to pay somebody
Olivia,
to edit this.
Hey, Olivia, we don't pay someone to do this. I pay someone to do it. And it's
Listen, yours, mine, ours.
I guess we are all communists here.
Without me, it's just the PP podcast.
That's true. It's a BB Poo.
There's only two podcasts
Baby Boo
without me.
podcast still working on it.
No.
We have to keep this moving. There's a time limit on it.
I'm sorry. The terrifying thing is Tyler being late to pick up his in-laws.
That's a good one.
All right, so let's do titles then.
Yeah, titles.
What did I say? Bear the scare.
How to bear the scare.
How to bear the scare.
How to bear the scare.
I'm thinking of like
that.
a Ned's Declassified Scaredy Cat
Scares-
Survival Guide kind of thing.
Yeah, Ties Declassified.
Scaredy Cat Survival Guide.
Ties
fun.
Declassified Scaredy.
Listen, my wife is one of those sort of scaredy people, and the way she sort of gets around watching scary movies is not allowing me to have them on in the house while I'm home, while she's at home. So
The other technique I have is get stoned out of your mind and watch Poltergeist.
I can't imagine that's a good experience.
No, it's really funny. It's really funny. It's
Old
really
horror
funny.
movies are just
Because
fun.
there's a little lady. There's a man who goes, "You just moved the headstones, didn't you? You didn't move the bodies." It's really good.
I don't know who to credit for this tweet, but I did see a tweet that someone said in the last 15 years, horror movies suddenly got too scary. And they used to be like fun 60% scary, and now they're all scary.
Yeah, no.
I know exactly that tweet. He's on the Big Pick sometimes. What's his
Shea
name?
Serrano. That's who it was.
But do we want to do the scaredy guy? Do we want to do how to bear the scare?
Like Poltergeist and The Exorcist and all those are like fun scary.
Yeah, some of them are fun.
I mean, it's just because the gore. For me, it's I don't do gore.
It's
I don't like
it's,
the gore.
It's too
gross.
intense for too long.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. They do get like real scary. Like oh,
I really don't need
child
Hereditary.
murder. Like come on,
like I don't need that every time I go to see a horror movie.
Is mostly just unsettling for most of it.
Yeah,
and then it gets scary.
Yeah, movies aren't unsettling anymore. They're just fucking terrifying.
yeah.
I don't know. Barbarian was good though. I will say that was the most.
Barbarian was fun.
Most recent movie. It was very fun. It was fun.
Barbarian.
But the thing is, the way that I survived Barbarian was the mother or the whatever the scary monster is. We kept calling her mommy, and that diffused things a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I think great horror is something that you can laugh at, and maybe that's sort of a hallmark of this pod.
Mommy,
is that
sorry,
you
Mommy,
and then you suck the teats. You have to feed.
Justin Long's very good road trip.
Finding the ways to laugh at horror. Maybe that's like segment.
Anyway, we have to go
on
with the title. To Bear the Scares or Ty's Declassified Scaredy Cat Survival Guide. One of those
which one do you want, Tyler? It's your pick.
I like both.
One of those is terrible SEO, and one of those.
Listen, as the resident SEO king, I'm going to go with How to Bear the Scares.
Bear the Scare. I like it.
All right, How to Bear the Scare.
All right.
Hello, goblins and ghouls. Producer O'Neil here, stepping in really quick just to give some clarification on this episode. So we're still working on the first Church of Dunder Mifflin. It is recorded. We just haven't had time to put it together, but we didn't want to miss the opportunity to get this Halloween episode out. So here's what the next few episodes are going to look like. The next one will be the first Church of Dunder Mifflin, and then the next episode after that will be the B segment that we choose for this episode. No spoilers. And as always, you can follow us on all of our socials at Triple PCast. We're on Twitter still a little bit. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're still posting the memes and the clips and all that stuff. So go ahead and give us a follow. And if you wouldn't mind, rate us 5 stars on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really does help. I'm not going to belabor this one. You got another pitch to hear. So without further ado, my pitch.
O'Neil Henry, take it away.
Okay. Do you want to learn how to kill a vampire? Hello and welcome to How to Kill a Vampire podcast, where each week we choose a vampire to kill and then we figure out the different ways we can kill them. I love the game Vampire Survivor. There is no actual vampire in the game, but essentially it's just different ways how to kill a vampire. And I want to explore that. Fucking the vampires from Twilight. Fucking you got your classic vampires. You got your Blade.
You got your I Am Legend Dark Seekers.
But I'm not just saying how to like just kill a vampire, right? Because sometimes you can't just go head on. Sometimes you can't take a chainsaw to a vampire. Sometimes you need to befriend and then stab in the back these vampires. Sometimes you need to seduce these vampires. Sometimes you need to betray these vampires financially. This is what I'm saying. Every week we take a vampire and we figure out how to systematically destroy them from beginning to end.
Okay, so this is the many modes of vampires. This is like the vampire yearbook of what's it called? So you just kind of get the vampire Rolodex. We've got your Draculas. We've got your Edward Cullens. We've got your Camillas.
Your
You've
Helsing.
got your Van Helsing is a vampire.
No, Van Helsing was the killer. What's the Alucard?
Alucard.
You got
You've got our Alucards. You've got your Nosferatu. You've got your What We Do in the Shadows. Nosferatu. You've got your What We Do in the Shadows.
Have you guys ever seen Only Lovers Left Alive?
No.
It's a good vampire movie starring Loki.
Blade.
We said Blade.
Blade, yes, exactly.
I missed Blade, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, exactly. So there are different categories of vampire.
Blade is only a half vampire. He's a daywalker.
Well, his vampires, I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We can pick. We get to pick the universe that we play with the vampires. I don't know if you ever did. You guys ever read Peeps? They were gonna make that. That was gonna be the next like Twilight is like Peeps, which is like horny vampire. Anyway,
Twilight wasn't horny vampire.
Well, horny vampire parasite was sort of the thing. It was like playing on parasites. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of different worlds. Mickey Mouse vampire is one. There's a whole world of different kinds of vampires.
Could we expand this?
And
could this just
Count
be
Chocula? We could figure out how to kill Count
Oh
Chocula.
my God, that might. I don't know, boys. Might be easy enough. I don't know.
the woke mob is doing that already? Am I right?
So maybe we get Count Chocula canceled and then he's gone forever. This is what I'm saying, guys. We figure out how to destroy each kind of vampire. Now, Tyler, you had a suggestion.
Could we expand this? Because I feel like if you're like vampires is more of like an episode of a show. Could this be more
Vampire.
killing classic movie monsters?
No, I think there's a lot of vampires. I think there's a lot of
I think there
vampires.
is enough, and also I think it would be like, how is this different than a Dracula? How is this different than a what's it called? We can kind of compare and contrast the different what's it called. I see myself as something of a vampire aficionado. A lot of kids had the Egyptology books, the piratology books. They had a vampirology book, and that did things.
Oh, really?
That changed me as a
Wow.
person. That altered my brain chemistry as a youth.
That is
and I
what
didn't
turned-
and I didn't see Twilight until I was in my 20s. So because I was not allowed.
Vampire Slayer. There's another one.
Angel
Buffy the Vampire
Spike,
Slayer,
you know,
exactly.
them all.
This is what I'm saying. I don't want to just take like the steak to the heart, the garlic, whatever. I want to
little
do every
vampire.
sort of systematic way we can analyze how to kill a vampire. I want to turn that creative knob to 11. Can we commit financial crimes against a vampire? How do we
Okay.
get a vampire to fall for a pyramid scheme? This is
we
what I'm saying.
potentially
We're trying to get the
do
vampire to kill themselves.
the vampire
O'Neill? Like what?
flash fiction I wrote when I was a teenager.
Need to see that right away, please.
Let me see if I can find it. Continue.
not actually
I
right
want
away,
to.
but I do want to read it.
I don't want to just maybe kill a vampire is too straightforward. I want to destroy these vampires.
You know, they say
just
a
absolutely
vampire
obliterate
dies
them.
2 deaths. Once when it dies the second
Once
for the
when
it
second
files for
time, and
bankruptcy.
once when it's
When it dies
forgotten.
again. Once when it dies a second time.
Yeah. So this is how I want to. I just want to take that and run
It's
with it.
in a favorited folder.
Oh wow.
Oh no. The last time I edited this was May 2nd, 2016. And before that, it was July 2014.
That's pretty good.
Boys, I'm going to get distracted. I got to close this fucking tab right now.
Yeah, I would like to finish out my
It's
pitch.
80. Guys, just take a guess how many fucking pages this is. Double spaced times Roman 12.
69.
A 14-year-old
So I
wrote
was-
this.
Oh,
14, 20.
28.
82.
69
That's hay,
was the
liver.
most
That's-
accurate. Damn, dog.
82
That's too many.
pages. It is
Hey,
82.
that's too many. All right, back to my
full pages.
pitch.
I'm so sorry.
Back to my pitch. I want to destroy these vampires, okay?
Okay,
I want
so-
to
okay.
systematically disassemble these vampires. And I want to figure out, I want to arm, listen, the vampire uprising is going to come eventually. We need to arm the populace. And the only way to do that is to chronologue every single way you can destroy every single kind of vampire. Now, what would be the funniest vampire to do?
You guys see Dracula Untold?
No. Nicolas
I'm trying to-
Cage?
the funniest vampire to kill, Lestat from Interview with the Vampire.
That's a good point.
Just so
to
we get Tom
Tom
Cruise in the mix for
Tom
Baby
Cruise,
Billy
my
over here, for
problematic
Mr.
king.
Tyler, for Mr. Carcara.
What's that? Isn't there like a child vampire, like a little
Teeny's
kid
favorite
vampire in
boy.
that one?
Let the right one in.
Yeah, Kristen Dunst, who's
Oh, let
like
the
a
right one
full
in.
baby.
You could just fucking punt that little kid, you know?
I'm pretty sure that little kid kills multiple people in the movie.
It's just-
Renesmee, do you guys think Renesmee is the worst fictional name of all time?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so
Hold
too. I
on.
can't think of a worse one.
Who's Raven Dementia Way? That also that could be, what's it called? Hold on.
Raven Simone is definitely a vampire as well.
I'm gonna Google funniest vampires and see what comes up.
I was looking
Count Chocula.
Yeah, I mean we could just do Count Chocula.
Yeah, Ebony Darkness, Dementia Raven Way.
What about the vampires from dusk till dawn?
Guys, what if we kill the Count? Because
One. Two counts of manslaughter.
This is what we do. This is how you kill the Count. Ready? Take the square root of -1. That's how you kill the Count. Shit.
It could be as easy as that.
Wow.
This is what
Google's
I'm saying.
on it today. They know I've been Googling vampires, and I typed in the word "my," and it immediately listed My Babysitter's a Vampire, the 2010 film.
Oh, right.
Mom's got a date with a vampire. What if we rat time? Do you guys want to see a rat? Give me a rat.
I would rather finish the podcast.
No, we're getting rat time. I'll give the rat
All
right
right.
back. Rat.
I like how this happens.
Present me
Always
with a
during my
rat.
pitch. If I go last, I can't ever
You
go
guys got
last.
some weird animals in there, huh?
Yeah.
This is ravioli.
Yeah, we saw Ravioli. Ravioli's been a guest on the pod before.
Yeah, Ravioli's been on the pod before. All right. Well, you're not providing much audio content, Ravioli, so you can go.
All right, we're not talking about vampires.
Yeah, well, how can we use a rat to kill a vampire?
You put garlic on you stuff it with garlic, you feed it garlic,
You
and
stuff
then
garlic up the vampire's butt.
You put
rat
the vampire-
climbs-
it's butt plug shaped. That's what garlic
rat
is.
Richard Gere's itself.
Now we have a lot of contradicting information here. Are we putting a garlic butt plug up the vampire? Or are we butt plugging the rat and then having the vampire eat the rat?
You're not going to talk about the beautiful pets in my home like that.
I'm just saying, Olivia, if push comes to shove, are you willing to sacrifice yourself
Me,
or
hands
ravioli?
down.
Okay, all right, sure. So stuff Olivia with garlic.
I'm already stuffed with garlic.
Okay. Mario Brothers versus
All right, gang.
vampires.
O'Neil, this is a pretty fleshed out pitch. I don't think there's much to what kind of segments would we have? Is
I
this
think
like
we would have the different ways. I think that's what our segments would be: the different ways you destroy
the
a vampire.
absolute way you
but
annihilate the
is a
vampire.
certain type of vampire the whole episode? Like this episode's?
Yes.
Okay.
Or do we do the killing method in which vampire we think it would best be suited for? So this is stake to the heart. Which vampires are we doing? Are we talking about
but
the
I feel like
lore
there's-
of
you
it?
could-
Or are we doing
you
like
could
a
apply that to-
theoretical, the ultimate mousetrap to kill this specific vampire?
Exactly.
Okay,
And maybe
okay.
we do a little bit of
This
like
is our little
like
Rube
your pitch,
Goldberg
Olivia.
vampire machine. You know?
Yes, or maybe we do a little bit more like your Olivia's, where we do sort of role play it out, and sort of one person
Vampire
is the
roleplay,
is playing
sign
the.
me up. Hey guys, let's just play Vampire the Masquerade. Let's just do that instead.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
But yes, so that is the pitch. Is we pick one vampire a week, and then we decide
like
all the
it.
different ways we
Yeah.
want to kill the vampire.
I told you I was going to get distracted. I'm so sorry. But first by vampires, then by rats.
And let's quickly do a title for it.
Pardon my vamp.
Pardon my name. I'm just gonna look up To Kill a Vampire podcast.
Vamping.
Just
Just
vamping.
vamping. How about just vamping?
The Vampin' podcast. Shit. Vamping around by three. Damn it, guys. Is it too late to change my podcast idea? Vamping around. Just three vampires doing a podcast.
I'm pretty sure that's just an
Did you
episode
mean
of
what
What
we
We
do
Do in the
in the
Shadows.
Shadows?
You mean.
Guys, yeah, what in the Shadows tie-in where it's three vampires who do a podcast? Shit.
3 vampires and a Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Oh, shit. And the Sherlock Holmes has to sort of trick him to the vampire.
Yeah, vamping around. Pardon my vamp. Vamp this.
Vamp.
We could name it after the fiction I wrote when I was 14 years old.
What was it called?
Which is
Takes one to kill one. It is about a vampire that kills other
that is
vampires.
an 80s movie.
I called it Toko.
Starring-
It had a nickname and everything.
Coco?
Toko.
Takes
Takes
one to
one.
kill one.
Kill one.
Takes one to kill one sounds like a really good Keanu Reeves movie.
Crime.
It sounds like a really good
Yeah.
82-page vampire fiction novella, basically. I want to see if it holds
Takes one to
up.
kill one. Maybe just To Kill a Vampire.
How
Is
to
that
kill a
too-
vampire?
Not How to Kill a Vampire. To Kill a Vampire and sort of playing
Is
off
there
of
Like
like
a
an
To Kill a
interview with a
Mockingbird
vampire
kind of
play?
situation? Okay. Let's look it up. Let's do some Googling.
I did. It's
okay.
available.
Okay, cool.
It's not particularly flashy, but
Yeah, we could go with that. But how do we
Girl,
put a
you
little
are-
To Kill the
PPP
Vampire?
twist on it? You know?
You want a little PPV twist to the name? All right.
What if one of us is a vampire?
That's what I was saying. One of us could play the vampire in question, and the other two have to try to kill him.
Hey, Tyler, how's your Tom Cruise doing a British accent doing a not British accent impression? How's your Lestat impression?
I'm going to have to rewatch that one. I got to be honest. It's been a minute
I
since
think
I've
you
seen
could do it. I think you could do it.
Just in time. There's a
it's
new
in the
Amazon
milieu.
Prime TV series.
And we don't want to kill the Count from Sesame Street, is all I'm saying.
How many stages of grief are there? 1, 2,
Damn.
3.
Actually, if the Count wanted to feast, definitely. Marceline. I forgot about Marceline from
Marceline, yeah.
Do you not like it? You're just not like me. Sorry.
All right. Are we out of
Sorry, I don't
naming
treat you like a
juice? Or do we
goddess.
have any other ideas?
Okay.
Unhinged.
I think To Kill a Vampire.
Yeah, I think
would
To
be-
Kill a
would be
Vampire
good.
is
I think
just as good.
it's
I
short
think
and
it's-
sweet. Hey guys, have
I
we
think
done a good
sometime-
SEO title episode? Have all three of them been like okay?
Yeah, I
think-
kind of like it.
I think sometimes we get too caught up in our own pun bullshit with these names. And if you just hit it right on the
But
tin,
the
it's
thing
probably
is,
better.
the ideas are just funny enough. The ideas are funny enough that they're so stupid that we were like, yeah, we can just play in the camp
Or we
space.
have to sort
just
of
get
make
to go
up for the
camping.
lack of idea with a good name.
Is that why mine always have the best names?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right.
Chi-Chi is a goddess.
What do you mean you don't like the Great American Walking Tour?
Listen, that one had
what
the
did you
worst
say,
name
Tyler?
because it was the best idea.
Adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to
All right. Let's get into the recap. Tyler or Olivia, pick us up.
What did I pitch? I pitched Who Slayed, which is a podcast in which the three of us create the perfect theoretical crime and try to solve it ourselves. Oh, that was a bad idea. Nose ring. Gotta go back in. Okay.
Tyler.
I pitched How to Bear the Scares, a health and wellness podcast for the scaredy cats among us.
Don't like the buzzwords.
I just want Tyler to make an episode of this for me.
Scared.
How to get over the fear of your parents' mortality.
Yeah.
How to get over the death.
Is that just like how to get through Hereditary? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
That's really not about the parents' mortality.
My
though.
weird
That's more
shaped
it's
just
child
not.
didn't die. We're fine.
My weird shaped child. Wow. Fucking call I guess get her, I guess, liver. God.
She's an adult now. It's fine.
Gonna get us
And I
canceled.
pitched To Kill a Vampire, a podcast where every week we pick a vampire to kill and we dissect the different ways in which to kill them and how to effectively arm ourselves against the night.
Doesn't the girl in Hereditary have a nut allergy?
Yes.
Perfect crime. The meal was cooked with walnut oil.
Shit. And that gets to Olivia's fear of walnuts. So it all ties in together.
It just has a thing
All right,
about
let's
nuts.
take this
Okay.
shit to deliberation.
What do we want to do?
Hold
Hey,
on,
guys,
let me write this
let's
down
just,
first.
Let's just like make it short and simple. Everyone just say what they want to do.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish writing down this name. I can't think and write at the same time.
Oh God.
Based on your spelling, clearly.
I'm a dyslexic, you fuck.
My boss was like, "Hey, can you not make eye contact with me while you're taking notes? Can you like stop making eye contact with me while you're taking notes? It's okay if you look down. I don't think you're not paying attention." But I was like, "No, it's okay."
into
And she
their
was like, "Can I
soul.
see your notes?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "They're very legible." I go, "Yeah, I do this a lot. I take notes at the movies." And she was like, "You say things and they never surprise me anymore."
I take notes of the movies.
All right. We've got 3 spooky, delectable podcast ideas. What do we want to decide to do?
I will say mine
As-
is a hard zag against spooky culture.
I love it.
It
I
is.
personally,
It's
I feel like
scary.
I would have a lot to contribute to How to Bear the Scares.
Yeah.
We did do a lot of writing on last week's episode, a lot of playing in the space. So
I do think that just to note that all three of these are just improv podcasts.
Yes, yeah.
We
Just
really
improv
didn't want to
games.
belabor
None of us
ourselves.
have free time this week.
yes, Halloween is my favorite holiday. So
Minus Thanksgiving, I will go on record of that. Can't wait
wait
until
all
November.
goddamn year. That's
a
a weird
weird
one
choice.
to have your favorite.
Christmas
That's a weird
is
one
like
to have as your
Thanksgiving
favorite.
plus
I'm a
gifts
fat
and
boy
Jesus,
at heart. What can I
so-
say?
Yeah, I'm kind of a candy fan, if you can tell.
You heard it here, folks. First, O'Neill loves colonialism.
Shit, you're right though. All right.
Okay, what do we want to do, boys? We have like 15 minutes till
Yeah.
Tyler has to put his shoes
What do
on.
we want to think is most fun? What is most fun?
I feel equally strong about
I think
all
we could
of
have
these.
a lot of fun. I really like Who Slayed. I really like that. The only thing is the title is slightly
Hey,
more generic.
O'Neill,
than,
if you say anything more, homophobia.
damn it,
I will
Caught
ding
again.
you so hard. If you take this language away from me. No, we stole it from black drag queens. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So background.
It's ours.
I do like the idea. I really like the idea. Fuck, I really like the idea. Yeah, I like the idea. I was gonna
good.
just ding it for the name, but the that's the only thing. Is like you would have to go ham on that art liver if we wanted to do
Who slayed? I would. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got
How
it.
do we feel about To Bear the Scares and To Kill a Vampire? Let's speak on these
To
really
Kill
quickly.
a Vampire, I think we lost some of us in it. I think I have too much.
There's a podcast called
What's called it?
The Horror Movie Survival Guide, which is
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes. I think it is.
which
It's
it's not.
slightly
It's
different.
different. I'm not going to make you repitch or anything.
I'm not
but
going to say it's been done before. That's not the case. But I
think the
that-
concept of
I
it's a
think
great
we've been
cracked
talking
article.
About I think yes, it's giving like Reddit
So for
debate.
the
Like,
blogs.
how would you actually kill a Lyra from Van Helsing?
You know what it
Like,
actually
you know.
is?
Okay.
Is shout out to Austin Gale at The Ringer, who wrote an article this week in which he watched every Saw movie and
Oh,
ranked all
right,
of the
right.
traps based on whether he'd be able to survive them. That's your podcast.
Yeah, is essentially picking a
BuzzFeed,
vampire and
7
fitting
new
out
ways
the
for you to eat your young.
Yeah, it's a great like early blogosphere. Oh my god, how would you kill a
think it's
vampire? How does this vampire die?
I think it could be a good series.
10 things you missed in the latest trailer.
I do think we should include this in as part of the discussion. I do think it could work as a bit depth for
could.
next Halloween if we needed an
Or if
interstitial.
we don't go back to Count Chocula.
yeah.
Because
Agreed.
we might have to make a visit to the old
We
Count.
might have to, yeah.
We might have to revisit.
Tyler has a hat.
Replaces the DJ.
I
lost
have a
the
pin.
fucking hat in the move.
And that's why Tyler's being kicked off the podcast. Thank
That's
you for
why I
coming
had to
this
buy a
TED
pin.
Talk.
It was the
And that's why we're
spiritual
doing
successor. It was
Who
the
Slayed, because
spiritual
fuck your
successor.
idea, Tyler, because you fucking lost the only good thing in this world.
I'm gonna find another one.
Well, at least Tyler's contact picture is him wearing that hat for the rest of forever because I never changed them.
Here it is.
Okay,
I
I got
found
the
it.
picture.
I'm gonna have a new one shipped to me.
Yeah, you better have it fucking ready for our live show.
$45.
6 years.
That's $26 for the $8.99 delivery. Jesus.
Everyone has to show up to the live show with at least one piece of
General
Count
Mills Count
Chocula.
Chocula merch.
I'm going to be
General
wearing
Mills.
a QR code that says, scan this to go to website.biz, because that's essentially what I am
Hey guys,
now.
do you want to hear the really funny place that I left our business cards the other day?
Where?
The Ben and Jerry's factory.
Wow. That's great.
It's a pretty good
I just
one.
kind of leave them in the bathrooms I go to underneath above the sinks on the
I
mirrors.
left them in the stairwells. I like to
pretty
tuck
good.
them into advertising on the TV.
I left some in the AMC
Nice.
the AMC The Grove. At the Grove. The
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right.
creator. Let's fucking do Olivia's. It's a good one.
Yeah, I like Olivia's. I really like Olivia's.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's just a good one. Let's just do that one.
Yay!
All right.
She was
Good
cooking.
job.
They were cooking. Cook.
So we'll be back to
them
you
Yes, chef.
next week with Who Slayed?
Slayed.
Thank you,
Who
chef.
Slayed?
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef. You're doing a great job. You're very scary. No, you're very good.
Damn,
Very
we're gonna have to do
scary.
an episode of The Bear for Hollywood Junior.
Yeah, maybe. Olivia, would you mind leading us in prayer then?
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot. Okay. Please lower your heads, close your eyes, and let us join hands.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Mr. Brunswick, who had no chain on his chainsaw,
Is he dead?
I really hope that wherever you are, you don't live in my neighborhood anymore, and your chainsaw privileges have been taken away. I hope that Halloween is a safer and more beautiful time for the children of Madison, Connecticut. Shout out to the hood, my hood, and may your trick-or-treat pillowcases be full, and your November 1st sugar tummy ache be less. In Mr. Brunswick's name, we avoid. Amen.
Amen. People don't shout out the hood enough in prayers. We'll see you guys next week.
Shout out to Bus 14 Bus Stop!
Domo somos amorosos, si nos amamos.
Do we want to do for a little, let me see if I can just find a random section of my vampire fiction that we can read for the outro? Yeah. Okay. Someone pick a random page.
Page 69.
69? Okay, what's on page 69? All right, I'm going to do a dramatic reading of page 69.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Do it.
Do it, coward.
I'm a pure-blooded vampire. How about you? My junior year of high school, I had a teacher named Mr. Des. This guy smelled bad. It was worse than death. Well, yeah, he was worse than death. One night, I'm walking home from the library, and he pulls up his car next to me and offers me a ride. I said yes, because my house was half a mile away, and the books I was looking around way more than I did. I get in the passenger seat. He drives me about a block from my house. I start freaking out. The guy rips my throat out. Next thing I know, I'm laying in my lawn at 4 a.m, all my library books stacked up next to me. It took me until college to find someone else like me. She helped me a lot and taught me the tricks of the trade. The reason I wear jeans or long pants all the time is because I have the thighs of a middle-aged Asian woman. No joke. That's from the perspective of the zombie.
Oh,
her name is Sydney.
Wow. You can catch Olivia's monologue on Broadway. Opening night.
14.
I need the whole thing right now.
Wowzer Bowser.
I need to
Olivia,
read it
how much money?
If we get to 1,000 weekly listeners, Olivia will read the whole thing. We'll release it as a total podcast.
The podcast, it's the audiobook of...
Yeah.
What is it?
Narrator.
To kill? Or what is it?
Takes one to kill one.
Takes one to kill one.
Takes one to Toko, baby.
Toko, baby. 1,000 monthly listeners, we get a Toko full reading, a fully cast reading. That was a